You're watching News 8.
I am pleased to welcome Tony Holmes, who is the Vice President and Director of Mortgage Lending at the ESL Federal Credit Union, to the program. Tony, thanks for a few minutes.
Hey, Mark, thanks for allowing me to share my perspective on the local real estate market.
Just how hot is this local real estate market right now? Give us some perspective on this.
Yeah, absolutely. What we're observing is low inventory, fewer listings from the home perspective for sale, hyper competition. We have cash buyers.
What is this doing to valuations of homes?
Yeah, we're seeing valuations increase. And so we're up about 10% in terms of median sales price from 2020. And I anticipate that number will continue to rise over the next few months.
I want to target first-time homebuyers here, Tony. What kind of pressure is this putting on them, and what can they do so that they have a successful process?
Yeah, I think it's pressure, but nothing that I think should discourage people. And so I always like to share 5 tips for first-time home buyers or anyone looking to purchase a home. So tip number 1 is always to understand your financial profile. Get your credit report, make sure it's accurate, make certain you're paying your debts on time. If you don't have a savings account, you should establish one. If you have one, continue to contribute to that account. And then finally, I think a budget is essential. It really holds you accountable as you go through your home buyer journey. Tip number 2 is really around education. For many people, this is the largest purchase in their life, and so you want to be informed about the transaction. And there are a slew of videos that are short videos for free online that take you through each step of the process. You also want to understand the costs associated with buying a home, such as closing costs, but also owning a home. Also on the educational front, products and programs. I think there's a big misconception that you have to put 20% down, and that's not the case. In many instances, you can put as little as 3% down to purchase your home. There are also products or programs. You may want a 30-year fixed rate. You may want a 15-year fixed rate. Perhaps you're a veteran or a service member, and you can qualify for a VA loan. So all things you want to educate yourself on throughout the process, and understand the rate environment too. Rates are still great, so it's a terrific time to buy, and you've got more purchasing power. The third tip is all around your team of professionals. You want to work with a realtor, an attorney, and in some cases for first-time home buyers, a home counseling agency. And then lastly, a mortgage professional, all to help you navigate this somewhat daunting process. And tip number 3 kind of leads into number 4 with that mortgage professional who can help you get a pre-approval. It really gives you that assurance to buy and buy with confidence. And that final tip, again, for all the folks in the Rochester community, think of that ROCK because it is competitive. It can be intimidating, but think of that ROCK acronym, that being resilient, being optimistic, and lastly, being confident as you buy your new home.
For those that take that advice and still feel a little overwhelmed, Tony, what's a good step for them? I know you've got a webinar coming up.
Yeah, so ESL is hosting a virtual webinar on Monday, April 26th in the afternoon. And so I encourage people to register for that event online at esl.org. It'll go deeper into some of the comments I mentioned and also give you the ability to think about some different items as you think about purchasing your home.
Hey, we really appreciate your insight, Tony. Thank you again for the time. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Mark. I appreciate you having me.
Hey, again, the website esl.org for more information about that webinar. We'll have that on our site as well at rochesterfirst.com.